Yes, we have to start from here. One more thing that I was talking about depreciation yesterday is that depreciation is the only non-cash expense. Because when we charge depreciation, means when we record depreciation, we actually do not need to pay cash to anyone. Depreciation is nothing but it is part of cost of fixed asset. And that part which we have consumed in a particular accounting year, right? So that is what I am writing here, guys. That is, while recording depreciation in books of accounts as an expense, the business or there is no outflow of cash, right? We do not need to pay cash to anyone. What is depreciation? It is a part of cost of a fixed asset, a tangible fixed asset, which has been consumed, that is used during the respective accounting year. For example, a business purchases machinery on 1st April 2020, which has estimated life of 5 years for rupees 1,20,000. It means the cost of using the machinery during the year 2020-21 would be 1,20,000 divided by 5 is equal to rupees 24,000. Am I clear? A machinery was purchased for rupees 1,20,000 by a business on 1st April 2020, which has estimated life of 5 years. So it means the cost of using that machine is rupees 24,000 per year. How we got 24,000? By dividing the total cost of machinery by its estimated life. This annual cost of rupees 24,000 is depreciation, right? However, while recording depreciation in our books, we do not need to pay money for it because money we have already paid in lump sum while purchasing the fixed asset, that is rupees 1,20,000. Is it clear, guys, or not all? Those who are online, have you understood this concept, Ashutosh, Hunar, and Aryan? Right, Aryan, have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Right. So, guys, start noting it down from here. So, guys, I hope you all have understood what depreciation is, right? Okay, one more thing, guys. Depreciation is charged only for depreciable assets. The assets which get wear and tear or which get obsolete. Land is not that asset. So, land is the only asset which is not depreciated at all. Am I clear? Because its capacity does not reduce over time until unless you are using it for mining or for agriculture purpose. If you're using a piece of land only for your normal business, be it trading or manufacturing or service business, then that land for you is a non-depreciable asset. Am I clear? Except land, all tangible fixed assets are depreciable. It means, guys, on land we do not charge depreciation at all. Depreciation is not charged on land. Note down this also. And then methods of calculating depreciation. Now, guys, before we talk about depreciation, the methods of calculating depreciation, let's understand few basic things, few basic terms about its calculation part. First is acquisition or original cost, denoted by capital C, right? It is the total cost of a fixed asset that a business purchases or acquires and includes all those expenses which are done on that asset before that asset is used in the business for commercial purpose very first time. So suppose I purchased the machinery, but before using it for my commercial purpose, that is to make products for my customers, whatsoever expenses I do on that asset, that all is part of C. And that all such expenses are debited to asset account itself, that is machinery account itself. Am I clear? So suppose I purchase a machinery in Mumbai for my factory in Pithampur, that is in Indore. So I have my factory in Indore, but I am purchasing a machinery from Mumbai, right? So all the cost, all the expenses that I incur on that machine, including its purchasing price, until I use that machine very first time for commercial purpose in my factory in Pithampur, they all expenses will be debited to that machinery account only. And all such expenses together, including purchasing price of the machine, is called acquisition or original cost of that asset. And that is denoted by capital C. Am I clear? So it is total expense incurred on an asset, new or used one, whether the asset is new or it is second hand, right? That does not make any difference at all. Before it is used very first time in the or by the purchasing business, purchasing or acquiring business for commercial purpose, including purchase price of the asset on a fixed asset. Am I clear? So it is total expenses incurred on a fixed asset, whether it is new or used one, including purchase price of the asset before it is used very first time by the purchasing or acquiring business. for commercial purpose. For example, a business of Indore purchases a machinery for rupees 4,35,000 in Coimbatore, right? Other expenses incurred on the machinery before it is put to use. This is a term which is used technically, guys. Put to use means put to use for commercial purpose. And total acquisition cost is listed below. So purchase price of the machinery is rupees 4,35,000. Loading at Coimbatore, that is loading charges at Coimbatore is, let's say, rupees 25,000. Freight from Coimbatore to Indore is, let's say, 72,000. Transit insurance. Transit insurance means when the asset is moving from Coimbatore to Indore, that time if any accident happens, then the insurance company will pay you the claim for that. For that, we have done the insurance, and that is, let's say, of rupees 5,000. Unloading charges at Indore, rupees 13,000. Installation charges of the machine is, let's say, 27,000. And finally, before you put to use that machine for commercial purpose, very first time, you would like to test it yourself, whether it is really working or not. Correct or not? Before starting your commercial production. And let's say that is rupees 8,000. So here acquisition cost is, or original cost is, the sum total of these. Am I clear? That is how much? 462, 460, 534, 539, 552, 579, and 5,87,000. All the above expenses, including purchase price of the asset, are debited to the asset account itself. Have you got me, guys? If you are purchasing an item of real estate like a piece of land or a building, you also have to pay brokerage, right? You also have to pay stamp duty to the government, that is registration charges. All such charges would also be debited to that land or building account. I hope you have got this. Have you got this? Those who are online, Hunar,
Yes, sir.
Manvi, Ashutosh, Aryan, Aditya. If yes,
Yes, sir.
start noting it down from here, guys. Similarly, expenses like registration charges, license fees, stamp duty, brokerage, repair, renewal, renovation of the used asset incurred on an asset immediately after its purchase or acquisition before it is put to use, or also debited to become part of its acquisition cost. So guys, all complete this fast. Those who are online, you all have noted down everything till here, guys, right? Ashutosh, Aryan, Hunar, Aditya, Manvi,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
and you all are understanding this also, right?
yes.
etc. Here, please add this. Done, guys. All have you all noted down this much? I'm asking all. The second item, guys, is estimated commercial or economic life. That is N. So when an asset is purchased by a business, it estimates the business estimates as for how many years it would be using that asset, and that is called estimated commercial or economic life. Why? Because that asset would be used by the business for commercial or economic purpose, not for personal purpose. Now, what is the difference in personal and commercial purpose is that if I purchase a car for myself, I may use that car even for 10, 12 years, even though its performance degrades. However, if I purchase a new car where my job is, my business is of travel agent, then certainly I will discard the car immediately after 4 5 years once that car starts showing decline in its performance. Because if I use that car and I give that car on rent to my customers and they get troubled, then my business will get affected severely. So I would not like to do that. I hope you have understood this, guys. So it is estimated life in years of a fixed asset for which the asset would be used by the business. The estimation is done by the purchasing business only. You can start noting it down, guys. Based on past experience of using such asset, prospective change in technology or trend or fashion, etc. So, how a business estimates commercial or economic life of a fixed asset, that also, guys, I have explained. Cost of the asset. So, there are various factors which are kept in mind while estimating commercial or economic life of an asset. We will continue this in our next class.